Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to tell you about what I did in May. At the end of May, I had some leaf that I composted and I put 2 worms in there. I harvested that compost in the first week of August. Now, that compost, when I harvested it, I took out all the worms that I saw in there. There were quite a few. Of course, a few may have gotten away from me. However, I put that compost in a box and I put it in my garage that I'm going to be using to feed my worms. But then I was doing an experiment yesterday and I noticed that I was seeing a few worms. So I started taking out. So yesterday I took out 250 worms. I decided to go back today and just go through all of that compost and see how many worms there are. Now, today I had 632 worms, not counting the 250 from yesterday. And I was not able to harvest maybe about a cubic foot of compost because it was way to the back of the box. So it was difficult to reach. So from that, I have 882 worms. So now I'm going to be doing an experiment with those worms. So I divided those worms in 2 based on weight and not number. So in here, I have 20.1 gram of worms, and here I have a 20.1 gram of worms. The paper, the shredded paper in this bin weighs 77 grams, and the paper in this bin weighs 77 grams. Now the reason I'm doing it like that is because the experiment that I'm going to be running is to compare worms eating finished compost with worms eating food scraps. So I want to see which one eat more, which one eat faster, and if they produce the same amount of casting at the end of the day. So this paper is already damp. I'm just going to turn those worms out in there. And I'm going to do the same for this bin. I'm just going to turn them out in there. So here, I'm going to be measuring the weight of this container, and it is 10.1 grams. Okay, let's set that aside. Here I have 68 grams of carrot. Okay, put that aside. Put this back. So whatever the weight of food scrap that I have, that's the same amount of weight I want for the finished compost. So the maximum amount of compost that I have on me at the moment is 24.7 grams. So I'm just gonna put that in the worm bin here. 24.7 grams. I'm using it to cover the worms. So I need 24.7 grams of the carrot to feed the worms. That's 30. 25. 23, 24, 25. It's a little bit too much. And it's 24. 25, pretty close. So I'm going to be working with that. So 24.7 grams of the castings and 25 grams of the carrot. So I'm just going to be putting this in and using the paper to cover them up. I'm going to damp them down a bit more. This one, because it is compost, it is already covering the worms, so I don't have to put anything over them to cover them. And there we have it. I will be feeding them constantly as soon as they finish the food they have. I'll be checking on them regularly. Based on the statistic, if they eat half their body weight in a day, that means that in 2 days they should finish the food that they have in there for both of them. So we're going to be seeing which one eat faster. Of course, this experiment is going to last for a period of time, and we're going to see which one produce more, if any, which one eat faster, and how much they produce. Okay, now if you enjoy this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, or share it with your friends. I do appreciate all those who have been supporting me over the months that I've been doing this. So thank you for watching and have yourself a wonderful evening.